Cheers. It's Friday. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. It's Friday. It's Hoodie Friday, supporting the Badgers, Wisconsin. A terrible showing the other night. They played Mills State, which usually I'm pretty good with where small Division I universities are, having worked in one. I think it's in Louisiana, but I might be wrong. But I turned it on before halftime, watched like 5 minutes. They were struggling, playing like crap, garbage game. So I halftime came along and it was my Christmas movie instead. So Hoodie Friday, welcome to the weekend. I have nothing to talk about today. Absolutely, positively nothing. I just want to share what I'm doing this weekend. Did not come prepared. So if you have anything, if you want to talk about something I might have missed, yesterday was a pretty busy day. I did list about 250 cards in my eBay store yesterday. It's been all baseball, and I had I've been going through a 5-row box that I picked up at one of the Rockford card shows here in the last couple months, which was absolutely loaded with good stuff. And a lot of it I'm keeping in the box because I have a feeling it will rise once the season gets underway. So I'm going through and like stacks of first Bowmans and first Bowman Chromes and just all kinds of good stuff. And a lot of it sold right away, which I know I probably underpriced a lot of it, which is, hey, that's want to move it. And I paid like for this box, I think I paid like literally half a penny for every card, and like every card is worthy of being in my eBay store. No commons whatsoever. So this was a fun box to go through. Finished up all of the listings yesterday. So I've put up almost 1,000 items in my eBay store this week. I think like, I did 250 yesterday. I did about 250, actually more than 250 on Monday. So about 900. I've put up 900. So in quick work, I'll get over 1,000 today. Sales have been a little slower. It's been way up and down. Yesterday was Thursday was slow. I had a high sales Wednesday. Yesterday was down, and so far this morning, just the first some trickling, some average sales, I would say. So gonna do some shipping this morning, and then maybe I'll get another 200 items listed today, get over that 1,000 mark. Go into the weekend. I still, guess what? Yesterday morning I said I've got boxes stacked up in my doorway, and I'm gonna break my ankle if I don't move those. Guess what? I didn't move them because when you're cleaning and you have just junk everywhere, not junk, but you have boxes of cards everywhere, and you have to like make a mess. You have to make your mess even messier before it's cleaned up, if that makes any sense. But I'm in the messier stage where my card room was an absolute disaster. Now it's even more of it. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, we'll see. So we've got Jenny in the chat. Good morning, Jenny. Brad is here, Texas Card Dude. There's no crying in baseball. Jenny said if I had a show, I would be on a 30-minute rant about my post office issues. Now the city next to me won't accept my eBay standard envelopes either. So Jenny, are you just dropping them in a box, or are you actually giving them to an employee? Because I would say just drop them in a box. If you're doing that and they're still rejecting them, then that sucks. I now have to do 93-cent shipping on every single card just to not be hit with postage due. Also, how are you packaging them up? Because sometimes if you put like cardboard in, if you put like a piece of cardboard, now I only use these in bubble mailers now. But if you put cardboard, especially if you sandwich cardboard, that will definitely alert the now this let's see, 40 cents extra per sale is going to make a difference. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's got to be a way. let's see. Yeah, I think my post offices are harassing me at this point. I even got 3 slips for posted due on incoming mail. I have to go up there today to see what this is all about. Wow, that sucks. Let's see. What's up, Dan? Uh, the next day from the city 6 miles south of me, I put penny saver envelope label. Wow, that I don't know why they're doing that. That is really stupid. Um, I'm at a loss for words. I haven't heard of any issues. I've heard of issues, and I've had my own. Like when I actually take mine into, if I either drop them off inside the post office or if I leave them on the counter, that's when. Or if you like talk to the clerks, then that can bring up some issues as well. What's up, George? What are you doing to Susan? She was just sharing the Vask Tech. Vask Tech. So yeah, I've seen greeting cards thicker than what my envelopes. Yeah, that's insane. I don't know why that's happening. That's stupid. Um, so yeah, so today gonna do shipping and listing and cleaning. Oh my. This weekend I really don't have any, which is probably good into Christmas. Got most of my Christmas shopping done. Um, which is easy. My wife just sends me a link, and I just click pay, and hopefully it gets here by Christmas. The only thing I have left in this weekend, I'll probably have to go out and look for um, stocking stuffers. I don't want to. Last year I forgot, and it's Christmas Eve. My mom's over, and it's like, oh shoot, I don't have stocking stuffers. So made a run to Target and just got a bunch of my mom's really easy for stocking stuffers because she loves like trinkets and like anything Wisconsin. She loves magnets. Like my mom's super easy to buy for when it comes to like little tchotchkes. My wife, on the other hand, not so much. And I have to ask, Judith, we're getting tag teamed. Susan and Judith in the house. Vask Tech. Um, so so yeah, so maybe I'll do that this weekend. No plans for card shops or card shows. Just I think my focus needs to be on getting this organized. I've got some trade packages always that I need to find. I just everything's in such disarray that nothing is the only thing that I can find are the items that are in my eBay store because that's and now since I'm adding so many cards on a daily and weekly basis, it's the 4 row boxes are starting to add up. And so I've already cleaned, let's see, this shelf here. This is now eBay inventory down here, and then over here and up here. Um, and then the shelf down here is just kind of my like random stuff. Sometimes when I find cards for trade, actually I can like some cards for trade. Like Jenny, your twins are down here. There's some other random stuff down here. And I need like all of this is like team sorted by team. I'm not doing trades. So that's all going to go back over there, but I can't get back there because there's boxes piled up and some of them I need to move. So it's going to be one of the, I think that's the weekend I'm looking forward to is the organization. Anyone in the Minnesota area, there's a card show in Maplewood Mall starting today, running through the 24th. That's a long show. Wow. It's in the hallways of the mall. Judith, you have been excommunicated. Judith and Susan, get out of here. George says you're free to talk about people getting pissy because CSG grades harder and doesn't sell for as much as PSA. Wow. We are seeing like an absolute, like just people are going, like people are jumping off the mountain in especially in grading circles. Man, like 6 months ago, I think we all knew what was going to happen. The hobby wasn't going to, I think a lot of people thought that prices were going to keep going up until they hit the moon, literally. And come on, like we knew that wasn't going to be the case. It was going to it's going to boom. But look, if you look back, and I know like we're focused on high on the hog, January, February, March, everything was selling. Even my 99, what I was selling in June of 20, where we at? June of 2020. COVID has like messed up my years. So June 2020, 99 cent like that's when I started 99 cent. It was at some point in 2020. Everything 99 cents, 99 cents, 99 cents, 87 McGuire, 99 cents, Barry Larkin, 99 cents, everything 99 cents. Now all of a sudden, January, February, March, Barry Larkin's $2.50 and moving like instantly. That was a 99 cent card just a few months prior. Guess what? Now it's back. And actually it's, I can move those for $1.50. It's not 250. And I know you may say, well, it's 250, 150. What's the difference? Well, when you're doing 1,000, that's $1,000. So it's a huge difference. So that's, prices are still above where they were before the pandemic, but everybody's focused on, hey, we were living great in the first quarter. Things were looking really, really good. And now they've corrected back to pre-COVID. And it's still above. I've looked at a friend of mine, big into grading and PSA, gave an example of a card that he actually sold. It like peaked in January, February, March, first quarter, and it's kind of been sliding down since. But so I'm like, well, can I see? And he showed me the website. I don't know if it was 130 point or it was one of those. So I looked back historically. I'm like, how far back does it go? Like 10 years or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So it's still above, like even now, like, and what he sold it for in like May, June, July, whenever it was. I think it was over the summer. And he sold it for, significantly more than what it's selling for now, but not close to where it was back in March. And I'm looking back historically, and it's like, it's still, even now where it's, dropped in value this much since March, it's still higher than what it was in 2019, in 2020. Like it's we haven't crashed. It's definitely corrected, and it's a good thing. Like I think we're settling in, and hopefully it maintains this. And we've picked up people along the way. We've picked up Zach and Porter. They were not collectors pre-COVID. They are now, and guess what? They're still here. Who are we losing? We're losing the PSA and oh, there's a new grading company here. I'm just gonna throw all my money at these grading companies because everybody wants slabs. And guess what? We've lost a lot of people because now the slabs aren't worth as much, and they only jumped in the hobby because they could go to Walmart and Target, wait in line for a half an hour, pick up a couple $20 boxes, flip them for 100, boom, making money, flipping. I can do the same with PSA slabs. Guess what? Now you can't do with either, and they're going to go on to the next thing, which looks like it's NFTs. And I know nothing about NFTs, so I'm not even going to comment. So that's where we're at, and I think we're in a good spot. It's kind of one of those things where in March I'm like, beware, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It was like I was poo-pooing on this, even though I was like collecting all the, 100% increases on my eBay sales because the market was so high. Beware, like take advantage, sell, sell, sell. Don't be buying right now. Don't be buying in January, February, March 2021. This is liquidate, liquidate, liquidate. Now's a good time to buy because everybody's panicking. Some of the fringe collectors, they're like, my stuff's not worth anything. And I would be hesitant to buy slabs. I wouldn't be buying any slabs right now, but that's just me. And I'm not a slab guy. At the National, I bought like 30 SGC basketball rookie slabs because I thought basketball had dropped significantly in pricing. And I'm thinking, hey, it's June, it's National, July, couple months, we're going to be preseason basketball. Boom, everybody wants basketball. They want slabs. And guess what? That didn't happen. Basketball prices are about the same as what they were in July, which is crazy to me because in 2-3 years ago, basketball was at its peak. Basketball peaked before COVID. basketball peaked like the Luka in 2019 basketball peaked with the first Zion and Jaws. So Brad, I would not do that. I would not. I would not. I would be very, very careful buying slabs, um, because there's just so many. I mean, I mean, you can go every show I go to now. I see more and more slabs, and what do I see? I see prices lesser and lesser. My SGC slab. So I'll go back to the slabs I picked up at the national. Paid, and most of them they were selling for 25 bucks, 30 bucks. The tens were like 35. I think one was 40. Some were like 15. They were lesser known guys. There was Alonzo Ball, like rated rookie PSA 9. And Lonzo Ball has had a great year. I paid $12 for it because I bought in bulk. I think it's in my eBay store for 30 bucks. And it hasn't even had, like, I haven't even had a watcher or even extended an offer. Um, and it's been in my store for 2 months, a month and a half, maybe. And so it's like I'm getting to the point where some of these slabs, it's like I just want to liquidate because they might sit for I kind of bought them on speculation that they may have a big game and the prices spike, but we're really not seeing much of that. And I'd rather just sell them now at a break even, or a small loss and just get out from under them because there's going to be more and more. And these are SGC, so they're actually running pretty smoothly. But what happens when all these PSA comes back and it's Matisse Thybulle and Kyle Kuzma and who else is in there? Some of the Grant Williams and Jalen McDaniels and some of those guys. Nobody wants them right now, and now there's just going to be a flood of even more of these, now PSA slabs of some of these, second, third, fourth tier Prism rookies. So I'm at the point where it's like, I might next card show I do $10. Yeah, I had them for like $25 because I had some in my eBay store. When I go to Mike is here. Mike is one of the guys from the Rockford Card Show in January. When I'm set up in Rockford, I might have my bargain slab box, and it's like, maybe I'll do $15 a piece and a little tip if you're close to Rockford, I'll sell them for. If you offer me 10, I'll take it, just to get out from under them, because I don't want to sit on them for. And it's just sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to admit your mistake. We see all these people on Twitter like, oh, buy this guy. And guess what? When that guy doesn't, and listen to me, look at me, all my tweets. I give you so much good information, but you don't share the failures. And I think that's important if you're going to tout, hey, I tout all the time. Hey, I just turned this 25-cent card into $20. I think it's important to share the other side. And hey, look, I spent $500 on these basketball slabs at the National in July, and I just sold them for $400. I took a loss because guess what? We're not always right. We fail, and I think it's important to point out those failures. And this is going to be one of them. Now there was one Jordan Poole. There was a SGC 9 Jordan Poole. That I sold for $50, 12, in bulk. I bought it, paid $12. So that gets me a little ahead, but I think the rest I'm going to take and fortunately it was a low dollar, like it's $12. So if I end up moving them for $10 a slab, it's, a very small loss. Maybe I set one or two aside and I'm able to get $25. Who knows? I'm going to go back to the chat because I got on my little soapbox there. Jenny said, I bought a PSA 9 Sabonis Optic rookie because it was $25 with free shipping. Couldn't beat that. Sabonis is my basketball guy. Haven't collected b-ball since a kid. That's awesome. I kind of got basketball last year. Kind of a combination of I was just going through my box, sorting through boxes. And those 90s basketball cards. No wonder I started collecting basketball in 92, 93. The basketball cards were so much cooler than baseball. I'm Fleer Ultra and some of those inserts from the mid '90s and the rookie classes of you had Shaq and Alonzo Mourning. Dikembe Mutombo was huge in the hobby in 91, 92. And then I was into it until I think the last draft class was maybe Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, that class. And then I think the 95 draft class was really weak. I think that was Joe Smith was the number one overall pick. And then that's when I turned my focus on to wrestling and wrestling magazines. What's up, Zach? Good morning. PSA done made a minimum of 125K grading Mac Jones based rookies. Yeah, right. Seeing those pop up a dime a dozen. Zach says, as ODB said, I like it raw, no slabs for me. Rip ODB. No one ever tells you about their gambling losses, only the big wins. That is very true. Very rarely do you see, hey, 6 months ago I told you this is what I said, and guess what? It didn't turn out the way I thought it would. Jenny says, I fail many times in life. It's about if you let it keep you down or get back up. Absolutely. Sometimes you stumble, like, hey, I'm gonna buy this. I think I'm gonna be able to flip it. Now, I make a lot of posts about my 25-cent victories. The reason I don't post my 25 cent, like, oh, I because I kind of see it as it's 25 cents. Like it's all kind of a speculation. And usually when I post it, I'm surprised myself, but also I so like when I buy like $400-500 in slabs, like that's kind of like, that's for what I buy. Like my biggest investments are $100 for a bargain box, $200 for a bargain box. When I'm looking to flip, that's my strategy. So when I spend $500, I can notice it. So this is one of those times that I can definitely share the fail. Mike says someone will buy them all for repacks. 91 Fleer Provision basketball rocked. 91 Fleer Provision all sports was, you had baseball, and those sell pretty, and when I say those sell pretty well, what I mean is you can buy them for a dime out of a bargain box, and you can sell them on eBay for $1.50, $2. And if you do that, and again, I'm all about volume. If you do that 1,000 times over, that's a good return. I've got some Fleer Vision, Fleer Provision football. I think I just sold a Lawrence Taylor recently. And then I don't think I have as many basketball provisions. Oh, I do, because I found some like there's Gary Payton, Sean Kemp. So I did when I was going through some boxes, I did find some of those. Yeah, those were just basketball in general from the 90s. Very nostalgic for me. Speaking of nostalgia, I'm going to be doing some nostalgia breaks, and I've talked about this for quite some time, and I'm just kind of focusing on other things. When I transitioned into doing cards full time, part of the plan was content creation, updating, doing the website, which is still under redesign, and just doing these different. I've got to get my eBay store, and I got to get the numbers up to where I want them to be. So the goal is 50,000 listings in my eBay store by October 15th of 2022 next year. So I'm getting about 1,000 items listed. Now I've got a good routine. If I can keep, basically it's getting the inventory sorted to list. And baseball's super easy for me. I'm able to be much more efficient with baseball because I don't need to comp anything. Every once in a while, some first Bowmans, the market's volatile, so I have to go, and there was a few first Bowmans that I had to look up pricing for. Some of the serial numbered cards are a little difficult. What else was there? There was some, and these are cards I pulled out of like the half a penny box. Nolan Ryan Topps Heritage highlights. It was like a small, like a 5-card insert set, and I listed them for $5 a right away, instantly. So some of the cards that like I see, it's like, whoa, this is pretty cool. So one of the things, like once I finally get a good routine going and I can create some more content, I'm gonna do some nostalgia breaks, and I try to pick up. I love non-sport packs if I can get them at a good price, like 50 cents. if it's a pack feel really nostalgic about, I'll pay like $1. If it's like old 80s, 70s, then I'll pay a little more. But so I've been picking up some nostalgia packs like Desert Storm. I was a big Desert Storm card collector at my local IGA back in 1991. I was a nerd. Again, I have a newspapers.com subscription. I would save newspaper articles about Desert Storm. Um, I did like one of my art books was about like war scenes. I closely followed Desert Storm as like a 9-year old. Dick Tracy was one of the first sets that I put together. I think these came out in 89 or 90. 89 Tops Baseball and Dick Tracy or sets in Batman, which I have a Batman pack? I might have a Batman pack. Do not have a Batman pack, but Batman, Dick Baseball were sets that I put together. RoboCop 2, I've got a bunch of singles. I don't ever remember opening packs of these. I think same era, 89, 90. Is there a print mark on here? Doesn't say that I can find. Gremlins 2. I never ripped these, but I was a big fan. These are 19. I loved Gremlins 1, which Gremlins. I do have a Batman, but this is not the pack I owe. These were not the packs these are like plastic. These were 91. So the Michael Keaton Batman. This is Batman Returns. I collected Batman 89 with Michael Keaton, those cards. So this is Batman Returns. I did not open those. Let's see. We've got I bought these in Italy. These are real Italian soccer cards from Italy. I bought these in Rome at a. They don't have hobby shops in really in, but they were closing as we were walking by, so I did not go in. But they sell the cards come in. A lot of them come in like kits. I have a kit that I bought, and it came on like a huge piece of cardboard, and obviously that's not good for packing it in a suitcase or carrying it on international flight. So I had to kind of take it apart, but they come in like kits, and so I bought a bunch of packs. I bought a kit of Italian soccer cards. I know nothing about these. 2018, 2019, Adrenaline, of course, they're Panini. 89 score. This holds a special place in my heart. I saved a couple of 89 score packs that I remember opening. I can still remember. It's crazy some of the memories we have that we like 30 plus years later we can still remember. I remember my dad bought me a pack of these cards, 89 score baseball to grow at our local IGA, which was only 2 blocks from my house growing up. And I worked there in high school. And I remember my dad buying me a pack of 89 score baseball, and we went to his friend's house that lived like on the other side of town, and they were like builders and construction, and so they just like hung out in Leon was the guy's name, in Leon's barn, and I hung out in the car, ripped open the pack of 89 score, and like was reading all the stats, and like I was just sitting there waiting for dad to come back to the truck. And so for some reason I still remember that 32 years later. My dad had a yellow S10 Chevy S10 pickup truck, and I was just sitting there looking at baseball cards. I was 7 years old. 88 Tops. This holds a really special place because this was the very first pack of cards I ever opened. 88 Tops football. And I can still remember some of the play. Like there was a Rulon Jones was back, and I always remembered Rulon Jones because he was like one of the very first football cards I ever owned. Rulon Jones of the Denver Broncos. 88 Donruss baseball and 88 Tops football. So this is going to be a special nostalgia breaks. I did on my channel, you can look up 1991 Upper Deck football. That was the very first hobby box I ever opened. So that was fun. I bought one at the Rockford Card Show a few months ago. So 88 Tops football, 90 Tops baseball. Another just very nostalgia. This was a set I put together Um, of course, you had Frank Thomas. That was, a really fun. This was when I was like really cruising in the hobby. I was only 8, but I was in 1990. I felt like I was a hobby veteran as an 8-year-old because I opened my first pack in '88. I was building sets in '89, and now 1990. I know what I'm doing, and I'm buying 90 Topps baseball. These are fun. These were Don Russ, and I think they came in what were called fun bags, which is just fun to say. Now, I had like 5 or 6 of these. These were in that Craigslist purchase that I picked up a few years ago. And it was kind of a mystery. There were like fire trucks, dirt bikes, vans. I love those late '70s conversion vans, just super sweet. Shag carpet, refrigerators. My parents had one when I was like really little. Um, but these are all golf. These are like the '81 Donruss golf cards, because you can see through the pack. And I opened a couple packs, I sold a couple packs, and I kept one just for a nostalgia break. So I'll open that at some point. '89 Star minor league cards. I never opened these as a kid, but I really got into like minor league cards when they started really overproducing them in the early like '91, '92, like classic line drive. I've opened a couple of these. I think I actually opened a pack back. I don't even know where I've had this forever. It may have been like a stocking stuffer that I just never opened. 2017 Topps Series 2. I don't think there's anything of value in this because I think Aaron Judge rookies were in Series 1. I don't think there's really any Series 2 top rookies, but it's box box of wax packs for a while. So those are some nostalgia breaks, and if I find any, I'll pick them up on the cheap. So just been picking those up. I'm gonna go back to the chat because it's been a while. I was reminiscing in the nostalgia there. Let's see. Jenny goes, after 2 weeks of lockout, any thoughts on baseball cards and how sales have been for MLB versus other sports? Hard to tell at this point. I don't think there's been any effect really on sales for baseball at all because this for the next, we're still 4 weeks away from when baseball picks up. So baseball sales are going to be super slow for the next 4 weeks anyway, no matter if there's a lockout or not. November, December are the absolute worst for baseball card sales. We really won't, and hopefully by the end of January, we won't be locked out anymore. So it's no harm, no foul. So, I mean, this is the best time to have a lockout, because it's like, this is like the off season, like where nothing happens. Especially now, because usually the winter meetings take place first week in December. So, if anything, I think the lockout will benefit sales just because there's that looming lot, like, ooh, the lockout, it's scary. But if it ends in, say, mid-January, when baseball typically takes back off in card sales, people are going to be excited that, hey, we're not going to be on we're not going to miss the season. There's not going to be a strike or anything like that. And there's going to be a flurry of moves because there's still a lot of unsigned free agents. There was a flurry right before the lockout deadline. So there's going to be a flurry of activity. Baseball is going to be back to the forefront. So if anything, it may boost sales in the near future. But I don't think the lockout really doesn't have any, ill bearing on the hobby right now, just because this is like, nobody wants baseball right now anyway. Even if there was no lockout, it's just the slowest time. If anything, it's kind of like, what's the heart grows fonder. What's that? I can't remember that saying, but the kind of like every once in a while, oh, hey, in the news. But now it's like, we go a month, hopefully it's only a month, and all of a sudden, we're not going to miss baseball. So I think it could be, if it's a short lockout and they come to an agreement at some point in January, which I still think they will. I think it'll be after the holiday. I just think they're not going to do anything this month. I think mid-January they'll get things settled, and we're back. I want to get my spring training trip planned. I want to get those tickets and get my flights and hotels and all that fun stuff because I want because by the beginning of March, I want to get the heck out of the upper Midwest for a week. Um, those packs right there will get folks triggered. Batman Returns soundtrack is sick. I'll have to check that out. I haven't. Oh, by the way, I'm going to talk a little music right now, because there's a fundraiser next month for a local Cubs fan that I met him through Club 400, and he puts on this benefit for epilepsy. So there's some performers from various like Garbage and Without Shirley Manson. Um, who else is going to be? A couple like big bands from the '90s. They're going to be in there. So I was looking at the venue is called the Sylvie here in Madison, and it's a really sweet venue. It just opened like 2 years ago. I saw the Smashing Pumpkins there. It's intimate. The capacity is like 1,200, so it's a very the Pumpkins were amazing. Like they sounded 30 years ago. Awesome. So I was just looking to see who was all coming. 3 Days Grace is going to be there in May, I think. And I love 3 Days Grace, and they have a new song which I just recently discovered. Well, recently discovered as in last night, as I was looking at the acts that were coming, and their new song like takes me back to like I was big into like that genre of music, like hard rock in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I'm talking like Seven Dust, early Finger Eleven, some of those types of bands. POD, um, who else was I big into? Like Godsmack. And it had a similar like their song that released in 2021 sounds a lot like but it's really good. 3 Days Grace. If you just Google, it'll be there. So I'm gonna probably check that show out. What's up, Fall Creek Collectibles? Good morning, Evolutionist. Let's see. Zach says 89 score baseball. Ken is into minor league cards. A new team set every Thursday. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Turkey cards. What's up? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what it is. Thank you, Turkey. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So that's what the saying is, and that's what I think. That's what I think will happen with the baseball lockout. We'll have hopefully a short absence, 6 weeks, and in that 6 week absence, will make our hearts grow fonder for baseball. New metal, some great bands, different from active rock. Bo, you were a radio guy. You should know the genre. For shame, I know. I didn't. I never worked in modern rock. I never worked I worked in like top 40, which was I can't even. My radio career is more than like right at 10 years, like 11 years ago, I think. Abscess make the fart go on. Yeah, so I did a country. I was in country radio for about a year and a half, 2 years. I hosted a country morning show, and it was like country that I could take, like Toby Keith and some of those like I can't take. I'm sorry, Ken. Ken is gonna be offended with my twang country takes. I can't take the twang. I hate the twang. But I love some of the modern country, and I do love some of the twang because Ken got on me because I talked about this before, and I talked about some of the bands, and it's like that's like the epitome of twang that I enjoy. So I guess I don't like the slow twang. So, but yeah, I was in country music for a little bit. Top 40 was mostly. I did a classic. I was on classic country. And I did farm report, like I had to report on pork belly prices. And we're talking about Okie from Muskogee, and some of that was fun. Like what was Marty Robbins, El Paso, some of that. What else? What other radio stations we did? Let's see. We did News Talk Sports. That was fun because I had my own local sports talk show every day in the noon hour. So that's fun. Sports talk, classic country, and then top 40. Let's see, top 40 country, and we had a big band AM station at that radio station. So those were the main stations. But I never like there were two radio groups in town when I was there in Macomb, and the modern rock station was owned. They had the other radio group had classic rock, modern rock, and oldies. And then we had top 40 country and big band as the other radio group. Fishing in the dark, that's a good one. 70s country is the stuff that dreams are made of. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. So that's what I had for today. Didn't expect to go 40 plus minutes. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of randomness this morning. Have a great weekend. I will be live both Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Probably between, who knows, tomorrow. Sometimes I wake up really early on Saturday. Sometimes I don't. Probably Sunday, between 8 and 9 is when I'll go live. So next week Christmas? When is, I think a week from Saturday. So yeah, so my schedule for next week, and I can talk more about this next week, but Christmas morning I won't do a show, but I will tweet throughout the day. So next Sunday, the day after Christmas, and just talk about my Christmas. So have a great day. Brad is going to be going live. So have a great day. Brad is going to be going live. I did see the thumbnail, so he'll be going live here shortly. Have a great Friday, and we'll chat tomorrow.